Ensuring the safety, efficacy, and quality of pharmaceutical products requires strict validation and qualification processes. But what exactly goes into validating manufacturing processes? How often should requalification happen? And what's the difference between qualification, calibration, validation, and verification?
Welcome to Pharma World Channel. Today, we're diving deep into pharmaceutical validation, a critical GMP requirement that ensures every drug produced meets stringent quality standards. We'll cover the validation master plan, types of qualification and validation, requalification and revalidation, risk assessment and change control, and key differences between qualification and validation. Let's get started. Before any validation begins, a validation master plan or VMP is created. This document outlines the qualification and validation policy, strategy, scope, and objectives of validation activities, roles, and responsibilities. It covers equipment, facilities, utilities, and systems to be qualified, and processes to be validated, acceptance criteria and timelines according risk management strategy. Qualification activities should consider all stages from initial development of the user requirement specifications through to the end of use of the equipment, facility, utility, or system. The main stages of qualification are the following. 1. User requirement specifications, URS. The essential elements of quality need to be built in at this stage, and any GMP risks mitigated to an acceptable level. 2. Design qualification, DQ, where the compliance of the design with GMP should be demonstrated and documented. 3. Factory acceptance testing, FAT, and site acceptance testing, SAT. Prior equipment shipping from the manufacturer site, FAT, should be confirmed to comply with the URS/functional specification. FAT may be supplemented by the execution of a SAT following the receipt of equipment at the manufacturing site. 4. Installation qualification, IQ, ensures equipment, facilities, utilities, and systems are correctly installed per manufacturer specs, checking proper assembly and utility connections. 5. Operational qualification, OQ, confirms equipment operates as intended under set parameters. 6. Performance qualification, PQ, proves the system consistently performs under real-world conditions. Where appropriate and justified, documentation review and some tests could be performed at the FAT, SAT, or other stages without the need to repeat on-site at IQ/OQ, if it can be shown that the functionality is not affected by the transport and installation. Qualification is equipment-focused, while validation covers entire processes. More on that in a moment. Requalification ensures equipment remains compliant over time. Key triggers include scheduled intervals like annually, major repairs or modifications, and regulatory or process changes. Frequency depends on risk assessment, but common timelines are annual or biannual for critical equipment, every 2-3 years for lower risk equipment, utility, or system. Calibration is essential task for confirmation of precision of critical measurements and quantitative outputs of a measurement devices, for example thermometer balance pressure gauge, against a reference standard to ensure accuracy. Calibration can be part of qualification and/or continuous task as part of requalification for assurance of proper performance or adjustments made if deviations are found. What about validation? Validation establishes documented evidence that a process, method, or system consistently produces results meeting predetermined specifications. Validation can be categorized into retrospective, prospective, and concurrent, depending on when validation is performed relative to production. Prospective validation, conducted before commercial production begins to ensure a process will consistently meet quality standards for new processes, equipment, or products, or when significant changes are made to existing processes. Retrospective validation, conducted during routine commercial production. This approach is only acceptable for processes that are already well understood and have a strong historical basis. Concurrent validation, conducted after a product has already been produced and distributed. It is performed by analyzing historical data. It is the least preferred method and is generally considered outdated and unacceptable for new products. There are 4 main types of validation. 1. Process validation proves manufacturing consistently produces quality products through 3 stages: design, qualification, and continued verification. 2. Cleaning validation ensures no cross-contamination between batches. 3. Analytical method validation confirms lab testing methods like HPLC and dissolution are accurate and reliable. 4. Computer system validation, CSV, is the formal, documented process of assurance that a computerized system will consistently produce results that meet the data integrity. Computer system includes hardware, software, its peripherals, interfaces, equipment, users, and operating procedures. CSV is combination between qualification elements, DQ, IQ, OQ, PQ, and validation. The validation protocol should specify critical process steps and acceptance criteria as well as the type of validation to be conducted. For example, retrospective, prospective, concurrent, and the number of process runs. Validation report that cross-references the validation protocol should be prepared, summarizing the results obtained, commenting on any deviations observed, and drawing the appropriate conclusions, including recommending changes to correct deficiencies. Verification is the systematic, evidence-based process of checking, inspecting, testing, auditing, or analyzing a product, component, process, or system to confirm that it conforms to predefined specifications, design inputs, or regulatory requirements. Verification either is part of validation in case of process and cleaning validation, while it is separate requirement in case of analytical method of compendial valid method. Here's the key difference. Qualification and calibration focuses on equipment, facility, utility, or system to prove it works correctly. Validation and verification focuses on processes to confirm the consistency and obtaining the same results. Before any change, a risk assessment evaluates its impact on product quality. Change control ensures documented approval before implementation and impact assessment on validation status. This prevents unexpected failures and keeps compliance intact. Revalidation is needed when process changes occur, regulatory requirements update, or trending data shows deviations. Validation and qualification are the backbone of GMP compliance, ensuring every pill, vial, and syringe meets the highest standards. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment for more pharma insights.